Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome once again to Bill Gray Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon, as we get ready for the final league games the final home games of the regular season for your Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. 2 games today, at least is what was scheduled. We'll see if any of that changes throughout the day, as the Doc Stewarts will welcome in the Hillsdale Merchants for a non-league twin bill. This will be the end of the regular season for the Docs. The Merchants will have a couple of games left on their schedule before both of these teams will meet in a little less than a week from today in the first round of the AAA American Legion Baseball Oregon State Tournament. Doc Stewarts will take on the Merchants in that first round of the double elimination state tournament happening up at the University of Portland at Joe Etzel Field. That'll be Saturday at 10 a.m. is what we're hearing. So the Docs, about 1 week from today, not quite a full week from today, they'll be taking on this team once again. So there was discussions about changing up the schedule a little bit with these two teams getting a chance to meet here soon in the state tournament. Neither team wanting to give away too much. The chess match officially begins here this afternoon. We'll talk about that a little bit with head coach Tim Cair, who will join us here during the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run of the dump for you. Give them a call. That's Roseburg Disposal, 673-7122. We'll have a conversation with Coach Cair coming up here in just a moment as we continue on with the pregame show. Want to remind everybody that today's game is streaming live with our video coverage online at 541radio.com and on the 1490 The Score YouTube channel. You can watch Doc Stewart's baseball on our YouTube channel, put it up on your big screen, on your tablet, on your smartphone, on your computer, and join us there to follow the action. If you want, you can hit the subscribe button so that you can follow Doc Stewart's baseball throughout the rest of this summer season. And then into the fall, we have coverage of Roseburg football coming up on the live stream as well. So if you are a fan of Roseburg High and want to follow their games during the fall football season, hit that subscribe button so you can follow along with us. We are getting ready to go for today's doubleheader between the Docs and the Merchants. We'll talk with Coach Tim Cair when we return here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
When the first Cascade branch opened in 1948, things were a lot different here. The fact they're still here says a lot about the way they do business.
Staying in business for 75 years requires the cooperation of generations. It's the desire to learn and grow with your community.
My account number is only 5 digits long. What that tells me is that this is a local credit union.
Cascade Community Credit Union would like to thank you for 75 years of growth and support here in Douglas County.
Back with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run of the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Doc Stewarts are getting ready for the final home games of the regular season as they will get in a couple more and then start preparing for the state tournament coming up next week. And joining us is Coach Tim Cair. Coach, It's always a sprint, and amazing that we are here at this point. But this season, kind of looking back on where we've been, the ups and downs, how do you feel like about your team here today versus where we were back at the start of June?
I just told them that before they went hit. It's a testament to them sticking with it and, finding a way to win some games, and especially after our start. Had every right to go a different direction, and they kept showing up every day and getting better.
Yeah, it was really nice to see this team stick with it. They've shown a lot of kind of grit through adversity this year. And, I know we're getting close to the state tournament, and that's coming up. You're going to face teams from other leagues, and you kind of see where things shake out there. How do you feel about Area 4? I mean, it seems like it was yet another competitive season in Area 4 with some of probably the top talent in the state.
Yeah, I mean, we know what we're going to get out of our league. Always competitive, are always there at the end, right? So having those guys in our league playing against, great competition only sets us up for these kind of games all summer. Mm-hmm. So talent-wise, the state, we've seen a lot of the guys, we kind of know where we're at. We got to take care of ourselves. It's a broken record with what I'm telling you every time here, but we got to take care of ourselves. We got to play clean and give ourselves the best chance we can to win.
We didn't chat before the previous non-league doubleheader back on Friday here, but we kind of talked after the Redmond series out there that these were going to be opportunities maybe to give some guys some rest or get guys more chances to be in the box and continue to work on things. I saw kind of a similar kind of lineup at least. I know maybe pitching-wise a little bit different, but I mean, it feels like you're just kind of approaching them as usual. How do you kind of look at this one here today?
Yeah, if we can get guys, depending on how the game goes, get them out, get them off their legs, that's always a goal. But we only have so many guys that play certain positions, so our lineup is kind of how it is. But, yeah, game will dictate that, what we can do, and hopefully get some guys some opportunities.
And speaking of today's matchup, we're kind of starting to see the field for the tournament start to take place, and it looks like this will be a first-round opponent for you guys, which is we've been talking kind of a little not what you would hope to draw it up this way, but schedules were made, and they are what they are. So just going into this one, this is kind of like an advanced scouting opportunity for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to see some of the things we got. We're not going to show them everything, obviously, on the mound and things like that. But offensively, they're going to see some guys that are going to be in that game next Saturday, and I'm guessing we'll see something similar. But, yeah, if you would have asked a couple of months ago if we knew this going in, this wouldn't be a game that necessarily that we would have had on the schedule. But stay true to our commitment of our schedule, and that's what they wanted as well. So it is what it is.
We know that Area 4 still has a couple of games left to go for that third-place game is still up in the air. Third-place team is still up in the air. How close were you guys monitoring, or you personally, how close were you monitoring things on Saturday as those first double headers of those final series were getting underway that determined kind of the layout of everything?
I would say me personally, very close. just to get that, kind of take a breath there, knowing, where we can kind of plan our week and things like that, right? And we knew what we were going to see out of Redmond. They're going to compete and be aggressive, and that's what it was yesterday, it looked like. So, yes, very close. And, we're happy to be where we're at and take care of ourselves, and excited for the opportunity.
You mentioned kind of preparing for this week. You now know that as the 2 seed, you don't have to play in the playing game, so that means no games midweek. You've got this time to gear up for going up to Portland for hopefully a deep run in that state tournament. What's the plan just going forward for the rest of this week after these games?
Obviously, give them a couple days off and do something that's not baseball related, and get healthy. We got some guys that, do need some breaks, but that's easier said than done with our schedule. And we'll be right back at it midweek and get dialed in and get everything that we need to do and get polished and hopefully put our best lineup out there for Saturday.
All right, we're looking forward to it. Doc Stewart's wrapping up the regular season. They got 2 today against Hillsdale. Joining us here, Coach Tim Cair. Coach, thanks so much for the time.
Thanks, Joe.
That again, Coach Tim Cair here as we get ready for first pitch from Champion Car Wash Field. The Doc Stewart's taking on the Hillsdale Merchants. Coaches are exchanging lineup cards at home plate. They are going over the ground rules for the visiting team. Make sure everybody's on the same page as the Hillsdale Merchants make their way here to Champion Car Wash Field. And now we get a chance to see these two teams square off for what now looks to be the first of 3 consecutive meetings between the two programs, as they will play on Saturday at 10 a.m., at least as far as we are aware. And that looks to be the case. So looking forward to that. The Hillsdale Merchants would be the better seed in that matchup. They are the number 2 team out of Area 2, but because the number 1 team in Area 2 is the host team, the Portland Barbers, the Hillsdale Merchants get the number 1 seed out of Area 2, as the Barbers will be the host team in the tournament. And then the Baseballism Wet Sox, I believe out of Hillsboro, they are the 3 seed out of Area 2 at 6-4 in league play. Those are your 3 teams representing Area 2. Area 4, right now, Medford is the league champs. They'll be the number 1 seed out of Area 4 at 11-3 right now, with 2 more league games left to go. Docks are the number 2 seed at 9-7. And then right now it's between Redmond and Eugene. The Central Oregon Generals and the Eugene Challengers, both 6-8. Eugene needs to win the final 2 games against Grants Pass, while Central Oregon needs just 1 win against Medford in their final 2 games. Those are all getting played coming up on Monday. And we'll talk more about that throughout today's broadcast. But the Area 4 schedule coming down to the final day of the regular season, with 3rd place in the league on the line and the final spot in the postseason. So we will talk more about what the postseason is looking like, but the Docks know they're in, the Hillsdale Merchants know they're in, and the 2 teams are scheduled to face each other on Saturday. But first, a couple of non-league games in today's doubleheader. We'll go ahead and take a break, and that does it for the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. We'll come back with a look at your starting lineups here from Champion Car Wash Field. So don't go anywhere, folks. Doc Stewart's Baseball coming up this afternoon for you. I'm Joey Kieran here on 541radio.com and on the Score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management.
I will keep the rules. Keep faith with my teammates. Keep my temper. Keep myself fit.
Just about time for this one to get underway. They have announced the teams down on the field, and I believe we'll have our national anthem coming up here in just a second, so stay tuned for that. And after that, we'll get you your starting lineups for today's matchup. The Hillsdale Merchants out of the Portland metropolitan area have won 3 straight games. They're 24-6 on the season. Doc Stewart's out of Roseburg and Douglas County have won 3 straight, and they are 20-17. Here is our national anthem. Well, it's time to play ball here at Champion Car Wash Field. Let's go ahead and introduce you to the visiting Hillsdale Merchants. Their head coach is Jeremy Shelter, and sounds like he may be away from the team today. Got one answer on that, or heard one thing from one person, something different from another, but I believe not with the team today. But nonetheless, his program, take a look at their starting at 9. It'll be Jackson Poole, the center fielder, leading off, followed by Cam Hammer, the shortstop, batting second. Ramsey Prentice is the first baseman, batting third. Cody Roletto, the second baseman, batting cleanup. Quinn Dufour is the left fielder. He'll bat fifth. Ezra Weiss in the sixth position, batting, and he will play in right field. The third baseman, Carter Lamb, hitting seventh. Chase Terrell, the DH, will bat in the eighth spot. And Preston Parker, the catcher, will bat in the 9th position. The DH being utilized for starting pitcher Joa Kuthal. We'll work on that one throughout today's ball game there. Doc Stewart's defensively here today. It's Cal Robbins behind the plate. Out at first base, Jake Johnson. Logan Anderson's at second. On the left side of the diamond, it's Daniel Withers at third and Paxton Burke at short. In the outfield from left to right, Ryan Shaver, Dane St. Clair, and Taj Flora. Your starting 9 for the Doc Stewart's defense. And they will look to try and support their starting pitcher. That is Riley Cheney. Last time we saw him, it was his birthday. Today, he's looking to go on out there and see if he can give a present to the Doc Stewarts. It's his 8th game of the year, his 4th start. He's thrown 20 in a third innings. He's looking to get that first win of the summer. His ERA, a little high, 6.54, 19 strikeouts, 6 walks for him this year. His first pitch is in and fouled away by Jackson Poole, a left-hander to start off things here, and we're underway in Game 1 of today's doubleheader. The 0-1 pitch, fouled away for strike 2. Quickly an 0-2 count here for Jackson Poole out of Ida B. Wells. First-team All-League outfielder, earning All-State honors as well this year. The 0-2 pitch to him is in the dirt from Cheney. A ball and 2 strikes. Jackson Poole headed to Clackamas Community College next year after graduating this spring in the class of 2025. Chops one up the middle. That'll range towards the shortstop, Paxton Burke, and that ball takes a late high hop over the top of Burke. Caught him off guard. Didn't see that one coming. And that'll be a ball up the middle that just goes up over the top of him. We'll put that down as a base hit.
2, Cam Hammer.
Not much you can really do when the ball is going to explode off the turf like that. So there's a man at first with nobody out. Down the outside corner for strike 1 against Cam Hammer, the shortstop. Robert, I think we still got the music playing there. I thought maybe somebody's having a party over at the park and they were just blasting some music over there. Yeah. All right, we're back to action here after a quick pause. The 0-1 count to Hammer from Cheney. Breaking ball lifted in the air. Not very deep going out. Second baseman Logan Anderson will catch that one just in front of center fielder Dane St. Clair. 2 down. Or excuse me, 1 away. That is the first out after Jackson Poole got a little help from the turf here at Champion Car Wash Field to find his way on base to lead things off. One on, 1 away,
Prentice.
and it'll bring up Ramsey Prentice, the first baseman. Prentice will take low and outside. Another lefty up at the plate for the Hillsdale Merchants. Ramsey Prentice. Out of Ida B. Wells as well. A 1-0 pitch. He takes high and away. Wells and Grant High School, 2 of the main schools that it seems like this Merchants team has drawn a lot of their players from, although they're a little short-staffed today. Knowing these is a non-leaguer game here and a long trip, they don't have everybody with them as they pitch high, 3-0 count for Prentice. The lineup card we got had just 1 player on the bench. So they will be rolling with just 10 players today, it looks like. 3-0 delivery for Cheney with a man at first. And Riley Doesn't get the call on that one. It's outside for ball 4. That'll be a walk for Prentice. Runners at first and second with one away. First walk for Cheney here today. And it brings up Cody Roletto. Cody Roletto, boy, spring that he had. He was the co-player of the year in the PIL this year, along with what I believe is one of his teammates here, Caden Cruz, on this Merchants team. Cruz out of Grants High School. Not with the team today, but those two splitting the PIL Player of the Year award. Cheney will deliver the first pitch to Roletto. Hits the inside corner for a called strike 1. Cody Roletto, during the spring, hit .484, had 14 doubles, 3 triples, and 3 home runs, 39 RBI for him, and he has an RBI opportunity here. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball just inside, missing. 1-1 count. Roletto also earning first-team All-State honors as a first baseman. He's playing at second base here today. He's batting with a 1-1 count, 1 out and 2 runners on. He chops one towards second. Anderson steps on the bag, throw to first base with plenty of time. A double play to get the Doc Stewarts out of things here in the first inning. Logan Anderson had to wait on that high hop to come back down to him, but he was right next to the bag, so he's easily able to step on the bag, retire the runner from first to second. That was Ramsey Prentice, and then fire over to get Cody Roletto at first base. A double play will finish off the top half of the first inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base for the Merchants. We go to the bottom of the first. Doc Stewart's coming up to bat. We'll take a look at their starting lineup in a moment on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Bottom of the first inning, let's take a look at your starting lineup for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts, led by head coach Tim Cair in his first year at the helm. Starting off, it's the shortstop Paxton Burke, who's been red hot in the leadoff position, followed by Logan Anderson, the second baseman. Batting third, Cal Robbins, the catcher. Taj Flora, the right fielder, batting cleanup. Center fielder Dane St. Clair will bat fifth, followed by Jake Johnson, the first baseman, hitting sixth. Daniel Withers, it is, the third baseman, batting seventh. Ryan Shaver in left field to bat eighth, and Fletcher Coleman is the DH, batting in the 9th position. That is a look at the starting lineup for the Doc Stewarts, and they will face off against Joa Coolthau on the mound. He will miss high and away, ball 1. Coolthau out of Ida B. Wells, class of 2026, a tall right-hander. Fires across a bit too far and misses inside, a 2-0 count. And Paxton Burke is ahead. 2 balls, no strikes. Switch hitter, bats lefty against the righty. He'll take one down the middle right at the letters for a called strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. A scoreless ball game as we begin the bottom of the first inning. Burke will take high and away for a 3-1 count. We'll take a look at the defense for the Merchants here during this first inning as time allows. 3-1 delivery. Ball 4, and that is a walk. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at that defense for the Merchants. Behind the plate, Preston Parker, Ramsey Princess at first, Cody Roletto at second, left side of the diamond, Carter Lamb at third, and Cam Hammer at short. In the outfield from left to right, it's Quinn Dufault, Jackson Poole, and Ezra Weiss. Your starting alignment defensively for this Merchants club. Leadoff walk for Coulthau. On base is Paxton Burke. He's done a good job of setting the table by getting on base and being out there when the big hitters behind him come up to bat. Logan Anderson will stand in. The 1-0 pitch. Anderson takes for a strike. For the Doc Stewarts, Logan Anderson batting .290. He's got 16 RBI on the summer. A 1-1 count. Pickoff throw to first. Back in safely. Goes Paxton Burke at first base. Logan Anderson, a 1-1 count. There goes Burke. Ground ball up the middle. The hit and run on. Burke will take the turn. He will look for third. And Ezra Weiss will collect the baseball out in the outfield. Tosses it softly to third base. Hit and run on. Logan Anderson gets the first hit of the game for the Doc Stewarts. He was able to put that ball in play right where Cody Roletto had vacated to go cover the bag with the runner stealing. And that allowed a wide open spot for Anderson to just push that ball through the right side. Gets the first hit of the game for the Docs and puts runners on the corners. Logan Anderson will stand at first. Paxton Burke at third. And Cal Robbins up to bat, the leader in RBI on this team. He's got 40 on the summer. Stealing second, the throw goes high and long, and coming in to easily score will be Paxton Burke. Logan Anderson steals second. Parker behind the plate, threw that ball, kind of threw it a little late. Also threw it high and past the bag, so no chance to make a play on Anderson at second. And because that ball goes a little bit past the bag, that allowed Paxton Burke to steal home as well. Double steal there, and Doc Stewarts take a 1-0 lead here in the first inning. Logan Anderson with that hit. He's got the first hit of the game, brought to you by MSK True Value. Make sure that your summer projects are a hit with a stop by the MSK family of stores in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. 1-0. Doc Stewarts with the double steal, put a run on the board. Anderson takes the lead at second. Cal Robbins with a 1-0 pitch. In for a strike from Coulthau. Preston Parker back there behind the plate. Not sure if I have details on him. As a pitch misses, 2 balls and a strike. They had a lot of guys on their game changer roster. I went to the roster that is posted on the American Legion website and went off of that for what I expected to be their official roster. So this may look different slightly. There's a look back to second base for Anderson, diving back in. Coulthau on the mound will reset. So there might be some guys that may not be on this roster come the first round of the state tournament on Saturdays. A back pick down to second. In safely goes Anderson back to the bag. A 3-1 count at the plate for Cal Robbins. Three-one count. And before Cal gets the next pitch, he'll readjust his helmet as he steps out. Out at second base, Logan Anderson had the first hit of the game for the Docs. He's out at second. Docs leading 1-0 here, bottom of the first against the Hillsdale Merchants. Outside ball 4 for Coulthau. Second walk he gives up here in the first inning. Docs trying to win their 4th straight. That would match their longest winning streak of the season. On the other side, the Merchants trying to do the same as well. Courtesy runner will come in for the catcher. It's Tegan Sprague running at first. Taj Flora, the right fielder, stands in. Preston Parker back behind the plate. He's not one of the guys that I found on the roster for the American Legion website, so not sure if he'll be a guy we see come Saturday next weekend. First pitch here to Flora, in for a strike on the outside corner. An 0-1 count. Playing in at first base, Ramsey Prentice, expecting a possible bunt out of the cleanup hitter. The 0-1, strike 2 taken. 0-2 count on another breaking ball. Prentice is going to back up here. Play back with runners at first and second and nobody out. Doc's not looking to play small ball as Flora has not shown a bunt. The 0-2 pitch sits on a breaking ball, lifts it out towards center field. Going to be playable out there for Jackson Poole. His throw back in, makes it to third, and Anderson will go back to the bag. First out in the bottom of the first inning. A fly ball out to center field, one down, and up to bat will be Dane St. Clair. Dane St. Clair, out of Roseburg High School, left-handed batter. Be the second lefty to bat here in this first inning after the switch hitter Paxton Burke led things off and eventually came around to score on a double steal. St. Clair takes outside, 1-0 count. Coulthau on the mound has thrown a decent number of pitches so far here in this first inning. He faces his fifth batter. He's walked 2. Pickoff throw to second base, not going to be there in time. Wearing the black tops, the gray trousers, the visiting Hillsdale Merchants. Ball lifted in the air out towards right field. Ezra Weiss drifting back. This ball is going to be up there a ways, battling the sun. Weiss will catch it, throws in as Anderson tags and heads for third. Tegan Sprague will hold at second base. A fly ball out to right field does advance the runner 90 feet. Docs will have a runner 90 feet from home with 2 outs. And up to bat, Jake Johnson.
The next batter, number 17, Jake Johnson.
Jake starting at first base here in game 1. And now we've got a visit out to the mound from the dugout. Runners on first and third. I assume this will be a mound visit here. It'll be quite late to come out and have any sort of appeal on when Logan Anderson took off from second. The coach is headed out to the mound for a visit there. Breaking the action, let you know today's game is brought to you by McClendon Smokehouse, a family-owned meat shop and smokehouse offering a wide selection, plus fresh produce, baked goods, and a general grocery selection. Stop by on West Harvard Avenue. And our live video coverage online on 1490 The Score on YouTube is presented by the Cow Creek Tribe. If we've got any fans for the Hillsdale Merchants that are tuning in and new to our broadcast here, we'll let you know that it does look like these two teams are playing in the first round of the state tournament, and we'll be there to bring you coverage of that. So you might want to bookmark the page, hit the subscribe button, whatever you want to do to make sure that you know where to find us, because we'll be covering the game coming up on Saturday as well. And you can watch your Merchants take on the Docs in the first round of the state tournament in a little less than a week. 2 down, Jake Johnson takes inside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Bottom of the first inning, already a 1-0 lead for the Docs with a man at third and a man at first. A 1-0 pitch from Coulthau. Jake grounds one up the middle to a knee. Fielding that, Cam Hammer takes it to the bag for the final out. So the Doc Stewart's in the bottom of the first. They will get 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 men left on base. Doc's able to get runners on. They get the minimum and take a 1-0 lead. We head to the top of the second inning. Docs in front on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Doc Stewart's. Come watch the Docs swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docs!
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Financial security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Quinn Dufour and Ezra Weiss and Carter Lamb, your three batters due up here in the second inning.
Number 15, Quinn Dufour.
Dufour, the lefty, will stand in, starting in left fielder. He will take the first pitch and foul it away from Riley Cheney. Today's game brought to you by Gibbs RV Superstore. You got to get to Gibbs, where RV means real value. Riley Cheney, one hit in the first inning, but was able to pitch around a man at second base. Got some help from the defense with a double play to end things in the first. Cheney will fire in a strike on the outside corner. Dufour is not one of the guys that was on the roster that I typed up from the Legion Baseball website. There's a pitch outside, 1-2 count. So, not sure if he is going to be a staple going into the postseason with this team or just getting an opportunity to play with them in a non-leaguer here. The 1-2. Ground ball towards first. Foul ball. Jake Johnson fielding in foul territory. Cheney with a 1-2 count remaining. A lot of rules and regulations, especially once you get into the state tournament for American Legion. So guys have to have been on the roster for a certain amount of time and all sorts of things. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Dufour goes down swinging. First strikeout in the game for Riley Cheney. And there's one away to start things here in the second. Ezra Weiss, the right fielder. Weiss is a guy that is returning after graduating high school in the class of 2024. Went to Lane Community College. Now, I searched the NWAC website, didn't find any evidence that he got in and a chance to play in his freshman year, so might have been a red shirt as he squares the bunt and takes outside. He's another lefty. So might have been there for his first year with Lane Community College, got a chance to observe. So he will lift one out towards left field on the run. Shaver out and left, reaches up for the catch. 2 down for Cheney. And it brings up Carter Lamb.
Now batting number 3.
Ezra Weiss graduating in 2024 out of Westview High School. Now Carter Lamb out of Wilsonville, class of 2025. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Lamb with 35 RBIs during the spring season. Was the one detail I was able to dig up about him. The 0-1 pitch. In for a called strike 2 from Cheney, who's off to a nice start here today in this one. The 0-2 count for Cheney. Outside. Couldn't get the hitter to chase after it. Trying to get a 1-2-3 frame here after facing 4 in the first inning. The 1-2 from Cheney. Gets the strike on the inside corner, rings him up. Carter Lamb goes down looking. Second strikeout in the game and in that half inning for Cheney. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Riley Cheney looking good through 2. As we go to the bottom of the second, Docs leading 1-0 on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com. . 'Cause
Docs baseball this summer has been brought to you by Roseburg Country Club, established in 1922, offering an 18-hole course with excellent year-round playability. Find out more at roseburgcountryclub.com. Leading off, Daniel Withers, the third baseman. We'll take a pitch low for ball one from Joa Coolthau. Coolthau out of Ida B. Wells, class of 2026. At the plate, Daniel Withers, after his first year at Umpqua Community College. He pops one up. That's foul and gets out of play for strike one. Withers playing in about a dozen games or so at Umpqua Community College during the spring college season. Riverhawks club making the deepest run made their first appearance in the conference tournament. And also made their deepest run in the tournament in program history. So it was a good season all around for UCC baseball. Withers planning to head back there. Will fly one out towards center field. And that ball takes a while to get out there. But Jackson Poole is there for the catch, one away. Withers planning to return to UCC for next year. Umpqua Community College playing their baseball season here at Champion Car Wash Field. So Withers, who played his high school games here at Champion Car Wash Field, will get a lot of games played here throughout his baseball career. Pitch low, 1-0 count to start for Ryan Shaver out of Umpqua Valley Christian. Shaver, a youngster, class of 2027. Took low for ball one. Coolthau gets him to fly one out of play for strike one. Shaver does have a home run hit this year up at the Hamlin Sports Complex. The 1-1 fouled away. This Docs team this year, they've got a majority, actually it's a pretty good split here. They've got 9 guys that either graduated from high school this year or are coming back after their first year of college. It's a swing and a miss, chasing a ball well outside the zone there for Shaver. He goes down for the first strikeout in the game for Coolthau, 2 away. And now the 9-hitter Fletcher Coleman will be a senior next year. Actually, let me double check on that. He will be a junior next year at Roseburg High. But this team, 9 players in the class of 2024 or 2025, and then 9 players from the class of 2027, 2026, and 2028. I know I did that out of order. There's a pitch low and inside to the lefty Coleman. So they've got an even split of 9 guys that are kind of the older experienced guys and 9 guys that are the younger group for this Docs team, which hopefully bodes well for the future. That they'll have a lot of guys back with some good experience from this year's club for next season. But they're hoping that they give them even more experience with a deep run in the state tournament coming up next weekend. 1-1 right now to Coleman. He gets around on an inside pitch but pulls it well foul off the green roof of the Newell family hitting facility here at the baseball complex. The 1-2. Got around on another inside pitch, pulls it to the first baseman. Coolthau covering the bag, waits for a slow toss to him from first baseman Ramsey Prentice, and he's on the bag for the final out. Doc Stewart's go down quietly here in the second inning. The 7-8-9 hitters unable to get anybody on board, and the Doc Stewarts still lead at 1-0 as we head to the third inning. Docs in front of the visiting Hillsdale Merchants here on 541radio.com and on the Score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Hundreds of years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe. a Southern Oregon tribe, and a giving people.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
Swing and a miss out of the 8-hitter Chase Terrell as we start things off here in the top of the third. Game one of a twin bill. Riley Cheney on the mound protecting a 1-0 lead. His pitch misses low and outside for a 1-1 count. Today's game brought to you by Southern Septic Service. Nobody sticks their nose in Southern Septic Service's business. 1-1 pitch off the end of the bat. Rolls it towards Logan Anderson. The second baseman winds and fires to Jake Johnson at first. One away. You can get a free no-obligation estimate today for all your septic, grease trap, and portable toilet needs. Visit SouthernSepticServiceInc.com. One down, nobody on. The 9-hitter, Preston Parker, will bat. Parker, the catcher. Parker, his first at-bat of the day, takes a little high for ball one. Bit hazy clouds overhead here this afternoon. Those have rolled in. There was plenty more blue sky earlier when we were getting warm-ups in, but kind of some clouds rolling in. It's a ground ball towards third. Back behind the bag. Withers, long throw off the line, trying to get back to the bag. And Jake chasing the runner who goes into foul territory and will be safe at first. So Parker will get on. That'll be a throwing error for the Doc Stewarts. Long throw there for Withers, just a bit off the mark, and pulling Jake Johnson off the bag at first. So one on, one out, top of the order. Jackson Poole fouls off the first pitch from Cheney. Question whether it's 1 or 2 today. I believe that we are playing 2 7s is the plan here today. Have not heard otherwise. I know there's been conversations, but haven't heard any changes being made. As a strike on the outside corner for the lefty Poole, and he finds himself down 0-2. So it's looking as if this will be a doubleheader, game one of 2 7-inning contests. Ball fouled back, 0-2. Now, if game one takes a really long time, they play extra innings or something, I don't know, they may change their minds. They could do whatever they want to in this situation. And let me tell you, in my experience, it happens sometimes. There's a line drive just a bit too tall for Logan Anderson at second. It finds the alley. That ball is rolling. Dane St. Clair will get it, fires back in. The chance is going to go to third, and they will not get Jackson Poole, who slides in just ahead of a tag by Daniel Withers, coming in to score from first. I believe that was a courtesy runner that came in for the catcher. And that was Reese Fisher that came in to score for Preston Parker on the RBI triple by Jackson Poole. Poole going out towards right center. Found the alley, and here on this turf, if that ball gets down and the outfielders are unable to cut it off, that ball can get moving. So a one-out triple ties this ball game up. Now batting is Cam Hammer with a 1-0 count. Takes a pitch that bounces. The runner coming home to score. The game go-ahead run. The Merchants are in front on a wild pitch. 2-1 is the score. And a 2-0 count for Cam Hammer. So the triple by Poole, a 2-strike triple out there to the right center field alley. And he comes to score in on a wild pitch that Cal Robbins unable to keep in front of him. Strike called, 2 balls and a strike for Cam Hammer. He'll take low and falls behind, or falls ahead, I guess. Falling behind is Cheney on the mound. He falls behind 3 balls and a strike. Foul tip for strike 2. Full count with 1 out and nobody on. 2 runs in so far here in the third inning. As the second time through the order, the Merchants able to capitalize with their leadoff man, Jackson Poole, driving in a run and scoring on a wild pitch. Cheney taking his time, will work out of the windup, and time was called before Cheney got into that motion. Still a tight one here, just a one-run ball game, just in favor of the other team now. That ball lifted out towards left field. Shaver with a good read on it, runs underneath it for the second out. 2 away, Ramsey Prentice, the first baseman, will be up to bat with nobody on.
Now batting number 31, Ramsey Prentice.
Prentice, the lefty, drew a walk his first time up. Was part of a double play that ended the first inning. Swings away and fouls it into the parking lot for strike one. The 0-1 count. Misses low and inside, 1-1. Temperatures are warm here at the ballpark, but we are definitely cooler than we have been recently here in Roseburg. 82 degrees right now, according to the National Weather Service. A pitch in for a strike. Expecting to hit 84, partly sunny skies throughout the day today. Right now, that is pretty much the description of it. There is a little bit of sun out there, but a lot of hazy clouds as a ball fought off on the 1-2 pitch from Cheney. Well, it's not saying it anymore, but earlier today there was even the prediction that there could be some rain showers overnight here in the Umpqua Basin. It's a swing and a miss on the 1-2 pitch. Down on strikes goes Prentice as Cheney battles his way back in and doesn't allow those 2 runs to derail him too much. He's able to get back-to-back outs to finish off the inning. 2 runs come in on 1 hit. There was 1 error for the Docs, and you had nobody left on base. It's 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the third. Doc Stewart's trailing by a run now on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
It wasn't until 1925 that the American Legion gave birth to its first youth program, and that was American Legion Baseball. And the emphasis was on citizenship and sportsmanship.
Travel ball, a lot of the times you go and you play and it's kind of just more of an individual game. But in Legion Baseball, it's more of a team working towards a goal, and I really appreciate that.
That you're playing for something more than just yourself. You're playing for all the past veterans who have served. We're playing for the people who are still serving in the military. And it's a huge honor to be part of this program.
Bottom of the third here in Roseburg. The wind blowing left to right across the diamond. A breezy day out there once again. Docs will have the top of the order coming up here for a second time against the starting pitcher, Joa Coolthau. Paxton Burke drew a walk and scored a run, giving the Docs a 1-0 lead his first time up. He swings and misses at the first offering for strike one. Well, Area 4, Medford wins the league title this year. They're currently 11-3 with 2 more league games left to go, but nobody can catch them. It's an 0-1 pitch, sharply hit up the middle, but they play Burke up that direction. The ball bobbled, throw to first is late, and on base is Paxton Burke. That'll be an error by Cody Roletto, the second baseman. First error in the game for Hillsdale. They had Roletto playing up the middle. He was in the right spot, but knocked it down and couldn't play it cleanly. Burke gets on, and I'm guaranteed that Burke, not worried about how he gets on, just wants to get on base to try and see if he can do some damage. A pickoff throw will not be there in time. Logan Anderson, last time up, poked one through the right side on the hit and run. Does he look to lay down a bunt here? They're playing him in a bit at third, but not a ton, and the pitch comes in inside. So Medford is your Area 4 champions, no matter what happens in their final 2 games against the Central Oregon Generals. They'll play tomorrow night at 5 o'clock at Harry and David Field in Medford. Runner going, throw down to second base, not in time. In safely is Burke. He's a machine. Continues to show off the wheels this summer. And he's into second base at the plate, a 2-0 count for Logan Anderson. Game tying run in scoring position with nobody out here in the bottom of the third for the Doc Stewarts, trailing 2-1. Coolthau on the mound. Delivers low and outside, and that ball gets by. Up to third base will go Burke. It's a 3-0 count for Anderson. Wild pitch moving Burke 90 feet closer to home. It's those free 90s that every coach is trying to avoid. .3-0 pitch for Logan Anderson. They play with the infield in as Burke is at third with nobody out. That's a strike. Anderson trying to convince home plate umpire Dan Bachmeyer of different. It's almost tossed away the bat, but hangs on to it as that one called for a strike. The 3-1 pitch here for Anderson. That's outside for ball 4. Took one extra pitch. And Logan Anderson will have his first walk of the day. He's on base for a second time. 3 walks total in this one for Coolthau. That brings up Cal Robbins. Drew a walk in the first inning. All 3 of the walks so far have come from the top 3 in the order. 1 for Burke in the first inning. Robbins had a walk in the first inning, and now Anderson with a walk here in the third. Runner going. It's a strike at the plate. The throw goes a little high to second base, and once again we get a double steal that'll score a run for the Doc Stewarts. Anderson steals second. Burke then follows when the throw goes to second base. Burke steals home and comes in standing up easily. 0-1 count for Cal Robbins. Now has Logan Anderson at second with nobody out. Docs have tied it up here in the third. Gave up 2 in the top half of the frame. Here in the home half, the Docs even it up. Now trying to take a lead. The 0-1 is in the dirt for a 1-1 count. Back pick down to second. Got away, and heading for third will go Logan Anderson. Throw down to second base by Parker, slips by the middle infielders and dribbles its way into the outfield. And Anderson moves up 90 feet on another error in this game for Hillsdale. I think it might be a 1-2 count. Hoping the umpire will help us out here. Cal at the plate with a man 90 feet from home. Missing low. That'll at least be ball 2. 2-1. Did he put 2 or 3 fingers up? I think it was 2-1. I think we got the count right here. 2-1. The 2-1 from Coolthau is a line drive right over the top of the umpire in the field of play. That is Austin Stone, who ducks out of the way of a laser that then makes its way into center field. Cal Robbins with an RBI single, and the Doc Stewarts retake the lead here in the third inning. Cal Robbins cashes in on the RBI opportunity, gives the Doc Stewarts a 3-2 lead. RBIs are brought to you by Umpqua Bank. Whether it's great deals on investments, savings on loans and lines of credit, or personal banking with no overdraft fees, you can cash in with Umpqua Bank. Member FDIC. Stop by one of their 6 branches in Douglas County and Roseburg, Sutherland, Myrtle Creek, and Canyonville. Strike called on the first offering to Taj Flora, who flew out to center field his first time up. He bats with a man at first and still nobody out here in the bottom of the third. The Hawks have scored 2 runs and have retaken the lead 3-2 now. Pitch outside to Flora, a 1-1 count. Courtesy runner at first base. That once again is Tegan Sprague running for the catcher, Cal Robbins. Runner going, that ball in the air out towards center field. It does get down, and Sprague has to go back to second. He really was watching it cautiously. A tough one there. Jackson Poole, credit him. Long run, made a diving effort, and almost had it. It was in and out of his glove. I believe he trapped it, but it was hard to tell, and Sprague, seeing that one disappear into the glove, started to retreat to first base just a bit. Then you saw it trickle away as Poole went sliding past the ball on his dive attempt, and a nice job by Tegan Sprague to get back at second and play that one correctly. So runners at first and second after the base hit for Taj Flora. Dane St. Clair will take outside. Great effort out of Jackson Poole, ranging a long way to try to get to that one. Poole, the first-team All-League outfielder, second-team All-State, headed to Clackamas Community College, showing off some range defensively as the Doc Stewart center fielder, Dane St. Clair, fouls away a pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike for Joa Coolthau. 1-1, St. Clair showing a bunt, pushes it down third base side, fielded by Coolthau, and his throw is high. He lost his footing. It goes over the first baseman's head. Docs will round the bases. 1 run scores. They'll put the brakes on. Back to third goes Flora as Dane St. Clair will end up at second. Dane St. Clair lays down a bunt. And that will score 1 run for the Doc Stewarts, put runners at second and third. Still nobody out. So let's say that is a sac bunt and then an error on the pitcher. That'll be the second error, make that the third error here in this frame for the Merchants. That ball goes behind the head of Jake Johnson, but he can't get the barrel out of the way fast enough, and he is unfortunately credited with a foul ball for strike 1. Tegan Sprague scores on the error. Running for Cal Robbins. Taj Flora gets to third base on the error as well. So 3 errors here in this third inning for the Merchants. And Hillsdale now trailing by their largest margin at 4-2. They briefly took a 2-1 lead here in the third inning, but Docs rally back quickly. Taj Flora at third, Dane St. Clair at second. At the plate, Jake Johnson, the 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Waiting on deck will be Daniel Withers. Withers led things off in the second inning. He's looking to try and get his second at-bat in as many innings. The 0-2 pitch, Jake launches in the air. Could be good enough to bring in another run. Jackson Poole settling underneath it, catches. The throw coming to the plate is high and long, and sliding in safely comes in Taj Flora. Dane St. Clair will tag, and he moves up to third. Doc Stewart to add another run on a sac fly for Jake Johnson. Had a job. He was able to take care of it. Adds on another run as the Docs score their 4th here in the third. It's 5-2. The Stewies in front. Now Daniel Withers had been the on-deck hitter, and he gets a chance to step in. The on-deck hitter is brought to you by the Blind Man. High and inside, 1-0 count. If you're feeling the heat when you're on your deck this summer, contact the Blind Man, a Hunter Douglas Gallery dealer in Roseburg. They can help you with several patio shade options to beat the summer heat or other design options for your home. Visit blindmanroseburg.com for more details. Big swing and a miss out of Boone. And Withers has himself a 1-1 count. Play with the infield in with less than 2 outs and a man at third. That pitch outside. Coming home, throw to the plate will not happen. Dane St. Clair goes sliding in safely. And he will score on a wild pitch. And the Docs are leading 6-2. Still nobody out. And it's a 2-1, or excuse me, there is 1 out. There is 1 out. It's a 2-1 count. Daniel Withers, 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody on base. Swing and a miss for Withers, 2-2. Docs here in this third inning have 2 hits. There's been 3 errors. And there have now been 2 wild pitches. Swing and a miss by Withers. He goes down swinging for the second out. Second strikeout in the game for Coulthau. 2 away. Ryan Shaver, he struck out in the second, will stand in. So you've had 2 hits, 1 walk. There's been 3 errors, 2 wild pitches. Been a tough one here for the Merchants in the bottom of the third. Breaking ball in for a called strike to Ryan Shaver. Coulthau trying to work his way through. Breaking ball is high, a 1-1 count. Coulthau, a big kid out there, long frame on him. Gets a swing and a miss by Shaver, and it's a 1-2 count. Shaver with 2 down. He is the 8th hitter to the plate. Smacks one in the air out towards left field. Quinn Dufour out there will make the catch, and that will wrap up things in the bottom of the third. Doc Stewart's will send 5 hitters to the plate to start things off here in this third inning. All 5 get on base and come around to score, and they are able to retake the lead. They're on top 6-2 as we go to the top of the 4th inning here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Number 5, Cody Roletto.
Top of the 4th inning, first pitch swinging away. It's a ground ball to short. Paxton Burke makes a quick transition and throw across the diamond. That'll get Cody Roletto for the first out of the 4th inning. Doc Stewart's in front, 6-2, as we welcome you back here to Champion Car Wash Field. Broadcast here on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM on the radio here in Douglas County. You can listen to our game streaming on the 541 Radio app and on 541radio.com. First pitch from Cheney to Quinn Dufour is on the outside corner for a strike. Dufour struck out swinging back in the second. Of course, we've got the audio broadcast for the radio side. We've got the video simulcast going on as well. As a pitch high and away, 1-1 count. Our live video coverage is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. You can find us. You can go to our station website, 541radio.com, head to the Score homepage, and you'll be able to find stuff to watch Doc Stewart's baseball there. As a pitch in for a strike, check swing, and Dufour is behind 1 ball, 2 strikes. But an easy way to do it, and a great place to find all of our video broadcast archives is on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score there on YouTube. While you're there, hit the subscribe button, and then it'll be right there for you every time you log into the website. As a line drive shot will carry right to the second baseman, Logan Anderson, for the second out. Off the bat, looked pretty well hit, but just didn't have enough mustard behind it. Logan Anderson, a couple of back pedals into the outfield, and he is right in front of that one for the catch. 2 down, and Ezra Weiss will stand in. Weiss flew out to left field the first time he was up. Left-handed batter will dig in with 2 outs and nobody on base. Cheney trying to protect a 4-run lead, fires in the first pitch for strike 1. 6-2 our score, top half of the 4th inning here. Outside, a 1-1 count. Area 2. Taking a look at their standings, as we told you before, the Portland Barbers, they're hosting the state tournament, but they also win the Area 2 title with a 9-1 record. It's a 1-1 pitch outside from Cheney. So the Barbers are the league champs, but as the host team, they don't factor into the equation on teams getting into the postseason. As the number 2 team in Area 2, Hillsdale will be the number 1 seed. 2-1 pitch misses high against Vice. We've seen this happen a couple of times recently in Area 4 with the Challengers hosting the state tournament and also winning the league title. So that benefited the Docs, I believe last year it was. As a ball belted in the air out towards left field, Vice will repeat his first at-bat as he flies out to Ryan Shaver for the third out. Another 1-2-3 inning for Riley Cheney. And that will keep the Doc Stewarts in front in this one as they are leading 6-2 in game 1 of our doubleheader. We will come back with the bottom of the 4th inning. Doc Stewarts in front by 4 runs on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Doc Stewarts. Come watch the Docs swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docs!
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Financial security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Starting the bottom of the 4th inning here from Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg. We've hit the 3 o'clock hour, so let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Doc's Baseball on the Score.
First batter for the Docs to lead off the bottom of the 4th inning, number 2, Fletcher Coleman.
Fletcher Coleman will lead things off for the Docs here in the bottom of the 4th. Docs leading 6-2 on top of the visiting Hillsdale Merchants. Coleman will take a strike on the outside corner. The righty Joa Coolthau hitting the outside edge against the lefty Fletcher Coleman. The 0-1 pitch. Coleman swings through it for strike 2. Fletcher 0 for 1 in the game, grounding out to first. Back in the second. Well, we were talking about Area 2 there before the break. So the Barbers are the host team. They also finish as the league champ. That means the team that behind them will get the number 1 seed, and that's the Hillsdale Merchants, who went 8-2 in Area 2 play this year. The 0-2 pitch to Coleman is outside. Their only 2 losses, they lost 1 against the Barbers. It was a 7-1 final score. And they also lost against the Hillsboro Baseballism Wet Sox. It's a 1-2 pitch, check swing, tag applied. Did he go around? The appeal to first base. Yeah, that's the call that he did. And so down on strikes will go Fletcher Coleman. Third strikeout in the game.
The next batter, number 7, Paxton Burke.
Third punch out for Coolthau, 1 away. Top of the order, Paxton Burke will bat. He's been on base and scored twice. Both times he has scored, stealing home on a double steal with a man at first. And that man is the on-deck hitter, Logan Anderson. Pitch bounces inside, gets by the front foot of Burke and just misses him, and back to the backstop. So Hillsdale, the number 1 seed, 8-2. They lost to the Barbers 7-1. They lost to the Wet Sox 10-6, but they did well the rest of their league schedule. As a pitch high and away, 2-0 count for Burke. They did actually get a win against the Portland Barbers, something the Docs have not done this year. The Barbers' only loss in league play was a 10-0 loss against this Merchants team. And that's the only loss the Barbers had in league play. That came back on June 25th. The Baseballism Wet Sox are going to be the third team out of Area 2 in the postseason. As a 3-0 pitch, in for a strike. Burke, bat will continue. He walked back in the first inning, reached on an error in the third. 3-1 pitch, pops this one out of play for strike 2. So the 2 seed, because they've got the host team in Area 2, they will not have a team in the play-in round. Hillsdale is automatically in. They'll take on the Doc Stewarts, and then the Wet Sox are automatically in as the second-place team out of Area 2. And they'll be in the first round of the state tournament as well. As a full count pitch is low. A 1-out walk to Paxton Burke. 4th walk in the game for Coolthau.
The next batter, number 4, Logan Anderson.
Taking a look at that first round of the state playoffs here. As Coolthau will step off. Logan Anderson at the plate. He is 1 for 1 in the game with a single and a walk. Here goes Burke running for second base, and he is in. Tag comes down on his back by Cody Roletto. Pitch came in high to Logan Anderson. He's got a 1-0 count now with a man in scoring position. And for Paxton Burke, that is his 4th stolen base in the game. Puts him into scoring position with 1 out. Coolthau might have Burke off the bag out at second, and he's back in just ahead. Burke dancing around, trying to get Coolthau's attention out there. Lost his footing on the turf, went down, had to scramble back to the bag, and gets in just in the nick of time. He was jumping and dancing all over the place out there. A little bit more subdued right now. And they'll look back that direction. So the Merchants has the number 1 seed out of Area 2. They take on the Docs, the number 2 seed out of Area 4. And the Wet Sox is the number 2 team out of Area 2, take on the number 3 Area 1 team. That's Corvallis. Ball chopped off, fouled at the plate, right back up into Logan Anderson as he's in the box. 1-1 count. Corvallis winning the Area 3 championship. Finishing second in Area 3 were the post-58 Crushers, who the Docs saw yesterday. Ground ball towards third, off the bag at second. Throw goes to first. Heading for third now is Burke, and he'll get in safely. Carter Lamb at third base looked back. Paxton Burke, but he didn't look him all the way back to the bag. He throws across the diamond to get Logan Anderson, 2 down. But Burke not all the way back to the bag, then put the afterburners on and hustles his way to third base on the ground out by Logan Anderson. And the Docs have a man at third as Cal Robbins, the RBI machine, will stand in. He had an RBI in his last at-bat in the third. 41st of the season. Pitches outside, a 1-0 count. We've also seen a number of wild pitches by Coolthau, so getting a man 90 feet closer to home gives the Docs a lot of ways they can try to score with 2 outs here in the 4th. They lead it 6-2. Robbins fouls this one out of play over the right side for strike 1. The Area 4 number 1 team is the Medford Mustangs. They'll take on the Post-58 Crushers in the first round of the double elimination tournament on Saturday. And then the host team is waiting to find out who they'll play in the play-in game. The host team is not playing the play-in game. They're playing the winner of that play-in game. As a pitch outside. Nice job by Parker behind the plate. Backhands that ball, doesn't let it get by. 2 balls and a strike for Cal Robbins. In Area 4, Central Oregon needs 1 win to clinch the 3rd seed out of Area 4. Eugene needs to win 2 games against Grants Pass tomorrow, and as well as have Central Oregon lose a couple of games. There's a ground ball towards third, picked up by Lamb. Long throw across the diamond, but gets it there to get Cal Robbins for the final out of the 4th inning. Docs will leave a man at third. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We go to the top of the 5th. on what is becoming a breezy afternoon here. That has our center field camera jumping all around out there. It is a 6-2 lead for the Docs. Riley Cheney still on the mound as we go to the top of the fifth on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Taking a look at our D.R. Johnson Lumber Company scoreboard update. 2 runs on 2 hits and 3 errors in this one for Hillsdale. For the Doc Stewart, 6 runs on 3 hits and 1 error in this game for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. D.R. Johnson, a progressive family-owned company, proudly supporting our local youth. Come on out and watch the Docs swing some lumber. That's D.R. Johnson, making lumber since 1951. Riley Cheney still on the mound here for game 1 of this doubleheader. And we've got a break in the action. I'm not sure if we got a new batter here. I didn't hear. No, it still is Carter Lamb. Their home plate umpire, Dan Bachmeyer, maybe an equipment issue. Yep, fixing the face mask a little bit there. I can catch that on the camera to get a good look at Dan working on things there. With a break in the action, let you know today's game brought to you by Palm Wealth Management, a member of D.A. Davidson & Company, member SIPC. And by Bowers Industrial, a proud supporter of our local youth. Come on out and watch the Docs. And thanks so much to Bowers Industrial for helping us out here. As speaking of getting some help, Bachmeyer getting some help there from Cal Robbins, who will hold the mask while Dan works on it. So looking again at the kind of the state playoffs, it looks like this is going to be your schedule on Saturday for the first round of the state playoffs. Game 1 will be the Doc Stewarts, the 2 seed out of Area 4, taking on the 1 seed out of Area 2, the Portland Hillsdale Merchants. That is a 10 o'clock start time Saturday morning. The Corvallis Girding Builders Marketmen will take on the Hillsboro Baseballism Wet Sox at 1 o'clock. And then the Medford Mustangs will take on the Post 58 Canyon Crushers at 4 o'clock. It's the first pitch in for a strike for Cheney. And then the Portland Barbers, the host team, they'll play in the 7 o'clock game against an opponent TBD. As a ball laced towards right field, coming in, diving attempt. Did he come up with it? Yes, he did in right field. Taj Flora. The umpire, Austin Stone, right there on it he was back behind first base, turned, got a good look at Taj coming down. Taj, a little indecision out there. Initially thought maybe he'd play it off the bounce, then realized the ball was carrying and ends up getting underneath it for the first out. Strike called on a breaking ball to Chase Terrell. So Carter Lamb flies out to right field, 1 away. Chase Terrell, a ground out to second base his first time. He takes outside, a 1-1 count. The Barbers, as the host team, get to play the winner of the play-in game. There's just one play-in game this year, and that'll be single elimination. It's a swing and a miss, strike 2 for Terrell. It'll either be Central Oregon or Eugene out of Area 4, and then they'll play the Area 3, number 3 team. As a ball softly hit towards right field, going out, Logan Anderson, the second baseman, snags it out of the air as he goes backpedaling to the right field territory. 2 down, and Preston Parker will bat. Parker, the 9-hitter, reached on an error in the third.
Preston Parker.
It's going to be real interesting tomorrow. We'll be paying close attention. 5 o'clock, 2 doubleheaders getting started to wrap up Area 4 play. As a pitch just missing low for Cheney. A 1-0 count. Eugene is at Grants Pass. Challengers have to win 2 games. Grants Pass has been officially eliminated. It's pitch outside. Challengers have to win 2 games against Grants Pass, and they have to have Central Oregon lose 2 games against Medford tomorrow. Strike on the outside corner, a ball and 2 strikes for the 9-hitter Parker. They'll be playing in Medford, so the table's there for Eugene to sneak their way into the postseason. Ground ball towards short. Long throw by Burke, but it's right on target. 1-2-3 frame. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Riley Cheney getting a lot of help from the defense and pitching well. And he has got the Docs with a 6-2 lead going to the bottom of the 5th. Doc Stewarts will come up to bat with their 4, 5, and 6 hitters when we return on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Hundreds of years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
Going to the bottom of the 5th inning, Doc Stewart's in front by 4 runs. 6-2 our score. Joey Keyran here with you. Today's game sponsored by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. And by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Coming up in between games here today, presuming that we don't have any last-minute changes, but assuming we got that second game coming up as expected, we will have our interview with Jake Sproul, our player interview, brought to you by Evergreen Family Medicine. Expect the unexpected at Evergreen Family Medicine. Serving Roseburg, Myrtle Creek, and Sutherland, Evergreen offers more than traditional primary care. You can always expect more from Evergreen. Taj Flora takes a strike from Joa Coolthau, spelled kind of like Noah, but with a J at the start. Joah. Unique name. I hadn't seen that one before. Ground ball to short. It is Hammer over to Prentice. There's one away. Shortstop gets it across the diamond to retire Flora, who's now 1 for 3 in the game. Dane St. Clair reached on a sac bunt and an error in the 3rd inning. Came around to score. Dane looking for his first hit of the game. Coolthau misses low and outside, ball 1. Both these teams in the postseason. And again, we'll be meeting on Saturday as a ground ball chopper towards first. We'll take a hop and right into the glove for Prentice, who makes the play at first on his own. 2 down on the ground out by St. Clair. And that brings up Jake Johnson, who is 0 for 1 in the game, a fielder's choice, and a sac fly to center field. Last year, Doc Stewart's made it to day 4 of the state tournament. Second, or I got to look it up here, but second or third time that they made it to day 4 of the state tournament in a row. It's a pitch on the outside corner, strike 1 to Jake. As for Hillsdale, they actually made it. Last year there was more to the play-in round. This year a little bit of a different format. As the ball lifted down the line into the left field corner, Jake will have extra bases. He's rounding first, heading for second, and will be in with a stand-up double. Getting ready to celebrate his 18th birthday coming up on Wednesday. Jake Johnson will be into second base with his first hit of the day. And for Jake Johnson on the season, that'll be his fourth double of the year. He is into scoring position with 2 down as Daniel Withers will come up to bat. Congratulations to Jake on that one, as well as an early happy birthday to him. Daniel Withers takes outside, ball 1. Last year there were 4 play-in round games, with the 4 winners moving on to take on the 3 area champions as well as the host team of the state tournament, as Withers gets underneath the ball high in the air to left field, not very deep, and playable out there for Quinn Dufour, and that will finish off things here in the bottom of the 5th. So the Doc Stewarts do get a hit, a double by Jake Johnson, but they can't do anything with it with 2 outs, and we head to the top of the 6th inning as the Docs lead this one 6-2. And we'll talk more about kind of the history of these 2 teams in the postseason when we come back. Docs in front. Game 1 of a non-league doubleheader to wrap up the regular season here at home on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
It wasn't until 1925 that the American Legion gave birth to its first youth program, and that was American Legion Baseball. And the emphasis was on citizenship and sportsmanship.
Travel ball, a lot of the times you go and you play and it's kind of just more of an individual game. But in Legion Baseball, it's more of a team working towards a goal, and I really appreciate that.
That you're playing for something more than just yourself. You're playing for all the past veterans who have served. We're playing for the people who are still serving in the military. And it's a huge honor to be part of this program.
Top of the order leading off for the Merchants here in the 6th inning. Long run on a ball out towards right center. Taj Flora will wrap it up. The throw's in as the runner going for third. The throw will not be there in time. Scooped by Withers at third as it's a leadoff triple. Second triple in the ballgame for Jackson Poole. Poole finds the alley once again out in right center. And he has got his 3rd hit in the game. In fact, he has all 3 hits in this game for the Merchants. He had a double or a single in the first on a ball that he got a little lucky on. It took a nice high hop off the infield turf and got up over the top of Paxton Burke at shortstop. And then now he's had back-to-back triples. So a little lucky on the first one, but those last 2, nothing lucky about him. He smacked those balls pretty good. First pitch, strike 1 against the 2-hitter, Cam Hammer. Batting with a man at third and nobody out. Hammer will ground one towards third. Withers looks the runner back. Will throw over to Jake Johnson. There's 1 out. Can the Doc Stewarts work around a leadoff triple by the Merchants, leading 6-2 in this one? Ramsey Prentice will bat with 1 out, and the runner Jackson Poole at third.
Next batter, number 31, Ramsey Prentice.
So I did look up my notes here. Docs have actually made it to the 4th day of the state tournament 4 consecutive seasons. They just have not been able to get that one last win in the 4th day to be able to get to the championship day of the state tournament. First pitch swinging for Ramsey Prentice. He will have a base hit and picks up an RBI as he sends a line drive right back up the middle. That easily scores Jackson Poole, and it's a 6-3 ball game. 1 out and a man at first. That's the first RBI of the day. Actually, sorry, make that the second. First person with a hit other than Jackson Poole. Ramsey Prentice on at first as Cody Rouletto will bat. 3rd time through the order here. Rouletto fouls off the first pitch. Last year, the Docs on their fourth day of the tournament, they would end up losing 8-2 against the eventual state champion Eugene Challengers. Second consecutive season that a loss on the fourth day of the tournament ended the year for the Docs. And now Eugene, they are desperate to try and get in, and it's a possibility they may not. We'll find out more coming up tomorrow. That is going to be a real interesting day. 1-1 count here for the cleanup hitter, Roletto. Cheney misses inside and hits Roletto and puts runners at first and second. First hit batter for Cheney in this one. He gave up a run make that 2 runs in the third inning. He has now given up 1 run so far here in the 6th. First pitch now to the 5-hitter, Quinn Dufour, is outside. He showed a bunt, pulls it back. We got dogs barking, babies crying. Everything happening at the ballpark here this afternoon. 1-0 count. Dufour is 0 for 2 in the game. Last time up, lined out to second base. And a balk is called. That has been one of the bugaboos this season for Riley Cheney. Has been balks. For some reason, he has had a handful of those. So that puts 2 runners into scoring position. A 1-0 pitch now to Dufour. Cheney. Line drive shot to center field. Coming in. Dane St. Clair will try to get a double play at second base. Not going to get it there in time. He had an awkward angle to try and throw that ball back as the Roletto out at second. He got a big jump on that one, thinking that ball was going to have a good chance to get down, but Dane St. Clair covers good ground out in center field. Gets underneath that one. Everybody has to hold up. There's 2 down. Double play there would have been big for Riley Cheney and the Docs. 2 down. Ezra Weiss 0 for 2 with 2 fly ball outs to left field. Weiss, the lefty, going opposite field in both of his at-bats. Docs looking for 1 more out here in the 6th to see if they can keep this a 3-run lead. Ground ball right side. It is a roller over there to Logan Anderson, who makes the play for the final out. Bounding ball on the right side of the infield. Anderson able to get it waist high, and he records the final out as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Docs give up a run, but they still hold on to a 3-run advantage. 6-3. Bottom of the 6th coming up when we return on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
So many times. Your Roseburg Dr. Stewart's wrapping up play here at Champion Car Wash Field for the summer. They are leading 6-3 in Game 1 of a doubleheader against the visiting Hillsdale Merchants. Leading things off will be Ryan Shaver for the Docs as we begin the bottom of the 6th. Docs looking to add some insurance runs, stretch it back out. It's a 3-run advantage now. First pitch swinging away for Shaver. It popped up into the afternoon sky and doing a good job of tracking the baseball over there. The first baseman, Ramsey Prentice, follows that one all the way. You've got those hazy clouds that can sometimes obscure the baseball, get lost in those. They also reflect the sun, so it's bright, staring straight up into the sun like that. But Prentice does a nice job to follow that one all the way, never lost his sight of it, and he was able to kind of chop his feet and keep underneath it, follows it all the way into foul territory for the first out to get Ryan Shaver. First pitch swinging away, Fletcher Coleman fouls one off for strike one. Docs Baseball today brought to you by Winston Auto Care. Don't strike out with car troubles. Call Winston Auto Care at 541-679-8685. Your home team for auto repair for over 25 years. Outside, 1-1 count. Fletcher Coleman 0 for 2 in the game. Struck out swinging his last time on a check swing that got ruled that he went around on appeal. The 1-1. Coleman sends this one in the air out towards left center. Tracking it down will be Jackson Poole, 2 down. And now the man who seems to consistently be on base pretty much all the time, and that is Paxton Burke. The leadoff man doing exactly what he's supposed to, get on base. He has walked twice. He reached on an error. He does not have a hit in the ball game. Looking to try and rectify that with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch slapped out of play for strike one. State tournament does get started on Saturday. It'll run through Wednesday up at Joe Etzel Field in Portland at the University of Portland. Great facility up there. It's been a few years since I've been there. Ground ball right side. That'll go to the first baseman, Ramsey Prentice, who calls off the pitcher, Joa Coolthau, and takes it to the bag himself. Doc Stewart's go down 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. The Doc Stewarts lead it by 3 and need 3 outs to wrap up a win in Game 1. Top of the 7th, Doc's in front by 3 on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Doc Stewart's. Come watch the Docs swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docs!
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Financial security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
First batter for the Merchants to lead off the top of the 7th inning.
Hillsdale Merchants looking to try and rally back late here. They will face Riley Cheney for a 7th inning. He will face the 7-8-9 hitters for a 3rd time in the lineup. Up to bat will be Carter Lamb to start things off. He has struck out and flown out to right. First pitch swinging, fouls it off for strike one. Today's game brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Contact the travel experts at Travel Leader, Flyaway Travel. Make sure that you have an agent in your corner. Call 541-672-5701. Ball lifted to left field. That's going to be trouble. Down the line, it will get down. Ryan Shaver will barehand it, sends it back in. It'll be a leadoff double for the 7-hitter Carter Lamb. And the Merchants not done with Game 1 of our doubleheader just yet. They will need a few more base runners, but they get the leadoff man into scoring position with nobody out. Chase Terrell is scheduled to hit here, but it looks like a new batter.
New batter for the Merchants, number 10, Reese.
It's going to be Reese Fisher. I only have the one guy in the dugout, so I figured it had to be him. It'll be Reese Fisher to bat. Fisher will take over for Chase Terrell, who grounded out to second and flew out to second in his 2 at-bats. Fisher, a lefty, takes outside for ball one. Reese Fisher went to Clark College after graduating from Lincoln High School in 2024. The 1-0 pitch. Grounds it towards first. Diving stop by Jake. He will race it to the bag himself. Steps on the pillow for the first out. The runner at second, Carter Lamb, moves up to third. There's one down with a man at third base. One run would be fine. Can't allow more. So getting outs, even if it ends up resulting in a run, is the primary focus right now for the Doc Stewarts here in the top of the seventh. They lead it by 3. With 2 down, Preston Parker will bat. Cheney looking for a complete game victory. It'd be his first of the summer. A pitch in the dirt, 1-0 count for Parker, who is 0 for 2 in the game. He reached on a error at third base in the third and would come around to score the first run of the game for the Merchants. Trying to keep him off the bases, and that would mean that the game-tying run would still be the on-deck hitter. Here in the bottom of the the bottom of the 7th. 1 out, 1 on. Off-speed pitch, a breaking ball outside. 2 balls and a strike for Cheney. We've not had either team go to the bullpen, although the Docs do have somebody up and throwing in their bullpen right now. Pitching changes are always brought to you by Overhead Door Company of Roseburg, but we haven't had one of those today. Outside, 3-1 count. If your garage doors are broken or just need some updating, make the call to the Overhead Door Company of Roseburg for a change. They also provide full-service repairs. Visit overheaddoor.com. Logan Anderson to the mound for a quick visit to kind of clarify some things. Ty Hellenthal is throwing in the bullpen for the Docs right now. 1 out, 1 on, a 3-run lead for the Docs, a 3-1 pitch for Cheney. His breaking ball misses high, and that will bring the game-tying run to the plate. Pitch misses high, a walk for Cheney. Got that down as his second walk. Let me go through and make sure I didn't miss one. Yeah, second walk in the game. He's also hit a batter. And Cheney will have runners at first and second. Looking for a ground ball. He can try and get his defense a chance to turn 2 on. And a visit out to the mound. Coach Tim Cair is going to make the call to the pen, so we do get an Overhead Door Company of Roseburg pitching change. And it's going to be Ty Hellenthal that'll come into the game for Riley Cheney. Cheney will hand over the baseball. Ty Hellenthal will take over. It'll be a save situation for Hellenthal. Cheney looking to try and get his first win. We'll hope that the pitching change will work in his favor. He faces the lineup 3 times through 6 1/3 innings and gives it over to the bullpen here. Hellenthal comes in with 1 out and 2 on. Back after this 1-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Riley Cheney goes 6 1/3 innings. He's in line to get a win. If the Doc Stewarts can hang on to the lead, they need 2 more outs to get it here in the top of the 7th inning. An Overhead Door Company of Roseburg pitching change. If your garage doors are broken or just need updating, make the call to the Overhead Door Company of Roseburg for a change. They also provide full-service repairs. Visit overheaddoor.com. Taking over on the mound will be Ty Hellenthal. He's making his 6th appearance of the summer. He's thrown 32 2/3 innings. This would be his first save opportunity of the summer. He's been mostly a starter. In fact, this will be the first time he comes out of the bullpen. Hellenthal needs 2 outs. He faces the top of the order, Jackson Poole, who is 3 for 3 with a couple of triples in his last 2 at-bats. Poole pitching with runners at first and at third, and the first pitch is fouled off. That goes off of catcher Cal Robbins, who doubles over in a little bit of pain. But he will be all right. Ty Hellenthal, again, 5 games started, 5 appearances total, 32 2/3 innings worked. He's got a 3-0 win-loss record, 15 strikeouts, 7 walks, a 1.07 ERA. The 0-1 pitch for Hellenthal against Jackson Poole. Strike on the outside corner, out at first base. Preston Parker watching that one as it popped out of the glove for Robbins, but doesn't get away from him. And so Parker at first has to hold there. You've got Preston Parker after a walk at first, a double. Carter Lamb is at third right now. He led off the inning with that extra base hit. Jackson Poole at the plate right now is 3 for 3 in the ball game. He's down 0-2 in this at-bat, though, and he takes time called, will step out and reset. Hellenthal out of the stretch. Pickoff throw to first, not in time. Ty Hellenthal looking to try and get 2 more outs here for the Docs and preserve this 6-3 victory. The 0-2 pitch. High and away. Here in the 7th inning, the Merchants out of the Portland area making life interesting. They briefly led 2-1 back in the top of the 3rd. Last time they held the lead in the matchup. The 1-2 pitch swung on and missed. Breaking ball down to a knee. Poole out in front on that one. And for Ty Hellenthal, he gets the strikeout. Big there. There's 2 down. And with the game-tying run, the batter at the plate. There's 2 away. Cam Hammer, who's 0 for 3 in the game, will step in, looking to try and keep the game going. Hammer represents the game-tying run. There's a man at third. That is Carter Lamb. A man at first, Preston Parker. The 2-hitter in the lineup card, Cam Hammer, is up to bat. He steps out as Hellenthal steps off. Last time up, Hammer grounded out to third. He's also flown out to second and flown out to left. He shows a bunt. Will take high, throw down to first base. Bang, bang play over there for Jake Johnson. He tried to swipe at the bag. Doesn't get the call. Long view for both umpires on that one, and Jake kind of shielding everybody as he turned to try and make the tag. Low throw by Robbins, but Jake does a great job to dig that one out. A 1-0 count. Hellenthal. Breaking ball in for a strike. Hits the bottom of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hellenthal in a save situation. Needs 1 more out. The graduated senior from Umpqua Valley Christian sends it in, and it's a bit high, 2-1 count. Cam Hammer. Hammer out of Ida B. Wells, headed to Willamette University after graduating this spring. Waits on the 2-1 pitch from Hellenthal, who is going to be staying here at home at Umpqua Community College next year. Ball in the air out towards right field, playable for Taj Flora. He waits, makes the catch, and there we go. Doc Stewart's will win Game 1 of this series. Game 1 in the books. Doc Stewart's get a 6-3 victory, and they will improve to 21-17 on the season. For the Merchants, they are now 24-7. The Doc Stewarts have matched a season-high 4-game win streak, and it looks like they are talking about the start time for Game 2, so I think they're going to probably try to make it a quick in-between and get ready for Game 2 of this doubleheader to get the Merchants on their way home here this afternoon. But it does look like we'll have Game 2 coming up for us. Docs get the win in Game 1, 6-3. We'll take a 3-minute timeout. We come back with the postgame show. Doc Stewarts get a win in Game 1, 6-3, as we take a quick 3-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Of years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors, at home or on the road, at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
D.R. Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Doc Stewarts. Come watch the Docs swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docs!
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Back here at Champion Car Wash Field as we wrap up Game 1 of our doubleheader. The Doc Stewarts getting the victory. Taking a look at our final D.R. Johnson Lumber Company scoreboard update for this game. The Hillsdale Merchants get 3 runs on 5 hits. They committed 3 errors in this one and end up leaving 5 men on base. For the Roseburg Dr. Stewart, 6 runs on 4 hits and 1 error in the matchup. 4 runners left on base for the Stewies. D.R. Johnson, a progressive family-owned company, proudly supporting our local youth. Come on out and watch the Docs swing some lumber. That's D.R. Johnson, making lumber since 1951. putting together some of the numbers here, getting some of these final tallies in the books. As the Doc Stewarts pick up the win, their 4th consecutive victory, matching their longest winning streak of the season. They'll look to see if they can make it a 5-game winning streak and set a new record for their most wins in a row, with Game 2 coming up here in just a little bit. We'll have an interview with Jake Sproul coming up before we get to Game 2, so stay tuned for that here in just a couple of moments. All right, so the win goes to the Doc Stewarts. Riley Cheney gets the victory. He improves to 1-4 on the year. He pitched 6 1/3 innings. He allowed 3 runs on 5 hits with 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. He did hit 1 batter. He is now 1-4 on the season. Joa Coolthau took the loss. He pitched 6 innings, gave up 6 runs on 4 hits, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. Those are not all earned runs. 3 errors in the 3rd inning allowed the Docs to score 5 runs and take the lead. So those would not all be earned runs against Coolthau, but those walks did come back to haunt him a little bit throughout this one here today. Getting a save in this one, his first of the summer, Ty Hellenthal, in his first appearance out of the bullpen. He pitches 2/3 of an inning, does not allow a run or a hit, no walks and 1 strikeout as he picks up his first save of the summer. Doc Stewarts again improved to 21-17 on the year. For the Hillsdale Merchants, they will fall to 24-7. Docs were able to take a lead in Game 1, or here in the first inning of Game 1. A 1-0 lead in the first as a double steal with runners on the corners got Paxton Burke across the plate. 2 runs in the top of the 3rd inning, though, would give the Merchants a 2-1 lead. An error got a runner on, then a triple scored 1, and a wild pitch scored another. And it was 2-1, but the Docs, with 5 runs in the bottom of the 3rd, would recapture the lead at 6-2. They would score 5 runs on 2 hits and 3 errors in that 3rd inning. One walk. You had 3 errors, and the Doc Stewarts were able to take advantage there in the 3rd inning. That put them up 6-2. The Merchants got 1 run back in the 6th inning on an RBI single by Ramsey Prentice, but their rally stopped there. Doc Stewarts get that win. Again, 21-17 on the season. On the other side for the Merchants, they now fall to 24-7. Offensive numbers here in Game 2. For the Merchants, big hitter at the plate, Jackson Poole goes 3 for 4. He was 3 for 3 to start out the game, 3 for 4 with 2 triples, an RBI, and 2 runs scored. He did strike out against Ty Hellenthal in the 7th. Let's see here. Ramsey Prentice goes 1 for 2 with an RBI single, a strikeout, and a walk. Cody Roletto got on once on a hit by pitch. Carter Lamb had a double, was 1 for 3. And then Preston Parker reached base on an error and a walk. He was 0 for 2 in the game. For the Doc Stewarts, Paxton Burke goes 0 for 2, but he scores twice. He was walked twice, reached on an error, scores 2 runs. He ended up with 4 stolen bases in the game. Logan Anderson was 1 for 2 with a run scored, had a walk, and he also stole two bases. Cal Robbins was 1 for 2 with a run scored and RBI. He had a RBI single in the 3rd, also walked. And he scored, but it was the courtesy runner for the catcher that actually came in to score. Taj Flora, 1 for 3 in the game with a bloop single out to right field. He would score in that 3rd inning. And Dane St. Clair goes 0 for 2, reached on a sac bunt, and an error put him into scoring position. He would score on a wild pitch. Jake Johnson was 1 for 2 in the game with an RBI on a sac fly, also had a double. Daniel Withers, 0 for 3. Ryan Shaver, 0 for 3. Fletcher Coleman, 0 for 3 as well. Doc Stewarts look to try and pull off a sweep and end the regular season on a 5-game winning streak. We'll see how that goes as Game 2 of our doubleheader going to be coming up here momentarily. We'll go ahead and take a break here. When we come back, we will have a conversation with our player interview, brought to you by Evergreen Family Medicine. It is Jake Sproul. I will let you know that the interview does have a weird transition towards the end because my memory card ran out of memory. We were like just about to wrap things up, so a little bit of a weird transition there. But nonetheless, we do get in a good conversation coming up with Jake Sproul in just a moment, and that wraps up our player interviews that we will have for this summer, getting a chance to learn more about these Docs and introduce them to you throughout this summer. Always fun to get to know those guys a little bit more by getting to do those individual interviews throughout the year. We'll take the break. If you are watching online, whether on our YouTube channel or on 541radio.com, we will start a new broadcast for Game 2, so you just got to go find that one, however you may be watching, to be able to hear the interview with Jake Sproul coming up here in just a couple of moments. And then we'll have first pitch between the Docs and the Merchants coming up for you in just about probably 15 minutes from now. I'm Joey Kieran. Game 1 in the books. Docs win it 6-3 over the Hillsdale Merchants. Final game of the regular season. Final game here at home for the Doc Stewarts coming up when we return on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Okay, let me know if you can hear this coming through real quick here. Just a sec.